一人の美術史家が登場します。ブリティッシュコロンビア大学で教えるジョン・オブライアン教授です。
So much of what we know or don't know about the atomic era is told through photographs. And the dominant narrative is around the mushroom cloud, where we don't see the victims of the bombing, we don't see the people that made it, we don't see the uranium miners, we don't see the scientists working at Los Alamos, we see the mushroom cloud. And because photography plays such a big role in shaping a public image of the bomb or a public image of nuclear power, I think it's extremely important to look very carefully at those images and ask oneself what kind of work they're doing.
These objects are unique in that they survived the bombing of Hiroshima. They have the physical traces. They've gone from being everyday objects to being historical monuments.
Certainly the dress on the left is laid out in a light table that provides an artificial sun to come through, and you see it as something like an X-ray photograph because it's on an artificial sun. That what's an artificial sun? A nuclear bomb's an artificial sun.
You know, get kind of pierced and like penetrated by violent force and how.
このドキュメンタリーの取材中に東日本大震災が起きました。
The initial blast of the bomb being thermal heat rays as well as radioactivity. The victim.
I feel this is to us speaks volumes because I just don't feel like we feel like there's that much of a threat, even though the threats are ever more present of nuclear attacks. But it just seems like it's just been so long ago that do you guys feel that? I mean, do you have any anxieties about anything nuclear nowadays?
There's a very different sort of present depending on where you are. During the last tsunami in Japan, there was a huge nuclear meltdown, right? And that town and most of the surrounding areas are still very hot zone. And so I think that nuclear present is very specific on the locale almost.
Low-level radiation can do a lot of harm. And governments have consistently swept low-level radiation concerns under the rug. Fukushima Daiichi is infinitely more dangerous than the Japanese government said. You may get a cancer in 20 years' time that you have no idea where it's come from, but it could quite possibly be from low-level radiation from Fukushima Daiichi.